Do you spend all day lost in an Excel cost tracker? In this episode, hear from Jamil Molinaro, founder of ARO Group, on the efficiencies realised from Mastt, how building trust with clients led to repeat work, and why it would be impossible to go back to spreadsheets from here.
Happy to jump in, guys, and answer whatever questions you have. Platform's brilliant, so couldn't speak more highly enough of it, really.
All right, done. We'll take that.
Yeah. Go for it. And I think we got onto you guys through a friend of mine was the ex-CFO of Payapps.
Now, that's right.
Yeah, Daniel Giles. So when I said, "Oh, look, I'm looking for a platform," obviously Payapps wasn't what we were looking for, but he was in that world. He said, "Oh, look, the guys in here, recommend speaking to you blokes and having a chat about it." And it's been brilliant since.
Oh, good. Well, we're always improve. So hopefully you're seeing some of that come through.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What sort of projects are you doing at the moment, Jamil?
Yeah, so look, we're client-facing PM.
Yep.
That's our business, and a lot of our business at the moment is in the agri side of it, in the commercial space, industrial space. So we're just finishing off a project in WA, and that's basically an industrial facility that processes fertilizer. So it's not just building the building; we're actually involved with the assets going in, so the machinery as well. So how this has helped us is the tracking. The client generally takes on the asset responsibility without a head contractor, as it were, and we come in and help piece the puzzle for the asset. And yes, we'll have one head contractor for the build, which is straightforward to manage and follows your simple principles that are there. When the client's in charge of another piece and you're trying to track how they're going with it, and they're a little bit gun-ho, this is where I suppose the software's been a really big help for us. It's not just them making an adjustment to an Excel spreadsheet, which is not what their CFO wants to see, mind you. It's been really easy for us to track and progress and forecast projects as they move on. But look, a lot of our business is in the agri space, but we also do it's industrial, commercial. It's the same things. It's the building where we add a level of value is when it comes to adding assets within those buildings, whether it's automation or whatnot. Whilst we're not the experts, we're the client-facing PM, right?
Yep.
And knowing where to go to.
No worries. Yeah, very similar to what I used to do. Well, that is what I used to do actually.
Yep.
But it was all spreadsheets back then. Is that what you were doing before? Like, what were you doing?
Yeah.
When you kind of started up.
Exactly what we were doing before. So it was a spreadsheet, manual inputs. Yes, you had as many formulas as you had to put in, and you try and make these Excel look good, and condition the cells and all the rest of it. But at the end of the day, the error, occurs, and sometimes things don't add up on Excel because you haven't dragged down the formula or something like that. And it's not just because me as a business owner, yes, I might be aware, but my colleagues or clients might, as soon as they get a spreadsheet, like how do you trust them to keep accountability all the way through? Why? And this is where we've seen the benefit of your software. It's not overly complicated. It's not something like the Procore, for instance, which is just not client-facing at all. It's like a head contractor set program. We see the benefit in the financial side of it and how it's tracking. I think we found it really, really strong and suits our business a lot. Whilst all the other add-ons, we probably don't use it to its full capability just yet. Like what are we? Probably 6 months into using the software. So there's still a lot of learning on our end to use the full suite to its capacity. But being able to export the dashboards has been a massive help with reporting upstream to client steering committees. Our clients are generally corporates. They're not, not small firms, investment developers or anything like that who might be a team. These guys want to see the analytics behind it, multi-billion dollar firms, and you sort of need to quickly be able to provide a snapshot. Whilst I don't dial into the shared information as I would like them to do and look at it live, being able to just snapshot the screen, send them a PDF, and they can go, okay, this is where we're at. And the tiling and making it really simple visually has been a massive help. And to be honest, I can see that their confidence in us has grown as well, being able to provide this information to them. So
good.
It's actually helping us win work. Which is brilliant.
Oh, very good. And I guess is it the opposite of that, where if you had a spreadsheet and there was an error, like why did that problem kind of matter? Is that because it would lose trust in the client?
Yeah, absolutely. 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 It loses trust there. Or if I gave the client, hey, here's the spreadsheet where we're at, and then they went and meddled with something and then that communication doesn't come through.
Yeah.
In the back end, you don't realize where changes are being made that are there. Now, I'm not saying that happened all the time, but when it does happen, that's where the trust breakdown is. And it's like, well, and everyone's scrambling all the time. And so you end up living in this world of reactionary management rather than proactive. So what this is allowing us to do is just trust the core information, the data's there, the documents linked to everything. It's a single point of truth. And that just allows us to be more proactive throughout the project.
If you were able to share the dashboard, but it was at a point in time, the dashboard share now is live.
Yeah.
If you were able to do that, but it was a snapshot, would that be your preferred method of sending the information, or would you still send a PDF
I would send a PDF just because of I think that's dependent on the client. And to be honest, within a big corp, there's different levels of, I don't know, people's user familiarity, right? I could send them a link and someone who's a bit more software savvy would click the link, move through and whatnot. But some of these people are in there, been working for 20, 30 years, right? And they've got a certain way of working and they just want to go, look up my email. There's the attachment. Okay, open it up in a PDF and it's easy for them. So that's more on their side, not because way I wanted to do it. Ideally, I work in autonomy, right? Here's the link, dial in when you want, and we'll catch up monthly and we'll go through the screen. And I have used the dashboard as a pseudo presentation, right? So that's how I use it as well, is to say, okay, guys, here we go. How's the project going? And we'll just set the dashboard up. And obviously, Tom, you've been a big help with Jacob there in helping us set up some templates of different levels, which is basically the different groups we liaise with, whether it's a working group, a steering committee, or an executive summary. We have the template there set up. Dial into it, go through it. There's the information they need to see or whatever granular detail they need, and move through from there.
Oh, good. And so you're actually using the links. Are you using the link as a presentation or just using
I'll just share the screen, right? I'll share the screen, issue a link afterwards and issue a PDF, whichever.
Yep.
So they'll always give them the availability of having a live link into it, but I support that with issuing a PDF at the end of any meeting. So basically what it's also done, it's replaced the PowerPoint. Right. So no longer do I need to do that anymore. See, Tom's cheering. So that's what it's done. So the only add on to that is like progress photos or whatever, but I can toggle that. And to be honest with you, even if it was in a PowerPoint presentation, the photos, it's a small snapshot, right? They're not getting the information. I'll link to the photos full screen. They can toggle it as they need. As I'm through a presentation, they can get the full screen, full visibility. I can talk through it. So I don't see that being as a necessary add-on, if you know what I mean, because people want to see the screen as you're presenting it. But that's what it's done for me.
Cool. And so back to like how you found Mastt. So you were kind of told, hey, check the system out. Did you do any kind of qualifying or like why did you kind of choose Mastt in the first place? Or was this
first it was a recommendation. We had been on that journey with a couple of other softwares. I'll have to go, I can't remember names of them all, but Procore was one of them. And it wasn't necessarily the price point for me. It was the user interface with it. And Doug, I think you can appreciate this. As a client-facing PM, you don't need all the bells and whistles associated with it. You're not going to how many nails did we use on the job site, right? You've got to have the responsibility of a contractor there providing you that information within a quote or whatever. So we don't need to document to that material level that's there. Yes. And so what we found our first call to action was actually we want something to replace Excel. And that's where we found going through whether it be a video link or whatever it was to see how it acted. It just made sense from the start because the columns are there, set up the framework is process driven on how you move through it, which spoke to us straight away. Was go, okay, basically we didn't need a tutorial, right? We go, okay, you do, input a quote, contract goes from contract. Yes. All right. The payment links straight to it and it deducts it from there automatically. Like how simple is that? You don't need a tutorial on it. It's brilliant. That was a big draw card for us. And then I did have the trust in Daniel to say, look, if he made a recommendation that I'd take it seriously and as well.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's nice to hear. I mean, we're always trying to make it even easier. So to hear that you're able to onboard easily sounds like that would benefit. And so in terms of impact then, what's kind of, what's been, so you kind of talked about earlier that the clients would have more trust in you thanks to the visibility. You've got confidence in the figures. What's kind of the impact that replacing the Excel has done and replacing the PowerPoints has had?
Yeah, so that trust from client has led to more work essentially, right? Because then they trust the process. The process also being simple allows us to have more utilization time ourselves, right? So we now have more time in the day, which allows us to do other work. And at the flip side, our clients have enough trust in it that now whilst there might be some smaller projects as well, we're able to facilitate a smaller project effectively and efficiently.
Yep.
So now we're moving through things a lot easier. It allows our price point as well. Look, we're a two-man band, right? We're not a big company, but essentially what that means is less resources, less admin,
So you can reduce that
PM fee there of us maybe taking that extra hour or two makes a significant difference to us and to our clients. We charge them less, we deliver more, essentially, which leads us to winning more work.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, I mean, that's is great to hear. I mean, that's very motivating for me to hear. And I'll make sure I relay that to the team because that's a great. I mean, I feel proud that we're able to do that for you. So hopefully we can do more.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like we're in, like anything, we're a very transparent business, right? So it's a fee for service, right? And that's our business model. So basically, on an hourly rate, but it's based off an hourly rate, right? So the less hours we have to spend doing an administrative task, we lower that price point down to our clients, right?
Yeah.
So it's not about capturing margin for us. That's not what we're motivated by in that sense, about serviceability and continual growth with that. So, it makes a big difference on our ability to win more work and trust with our clients. So
would it be fair to say it would be hard to go back?
I couldn't see us going backwards.
Yeah.
I'll say almost impossible now for us.
Technology's like that.
The reality is if we had to go back to an Excel spreadsheet, we're starting again. We're adding an additional half day a week to managing that. It's about building efficiencies. I've never been scared to invest in the business, and this is one of those investments that has a tangible benefit.
So what would be like the headline benefit in big benefit in a few words? I mean, you've had a few good ones there, but
efficiency is probably the first one, right? That's the number one benefit. Efficiency, auditability. So traceability, whatever you want to call it on that. And trust, really. That's the three main words I would use to describe a platform, yeah.
Oh, thanks, Jamil. How have you found the AI tools we've been adding in?
Yeah, we've just started playing with that. Obviously, the payment, inputting the payment information into it. I would say we're still learning to trust it, if that makes sense. We probably... Outside of a PO and invoice number, we probably don't need to track all the other granular detail that it automatically inputs. So that's probably just us dumbing it down for our client information that they see. But outside of that, I find we're learning to use it more. Yeah, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
No worries. Are you using any?
But there's a benefit, but it does have a benefit, right? I can see the benefit of it and I understand it learns, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a trust. You're right. There is a trust piece there to kind of let go of the steering wheel a little bit with data entry.
Yeah, and making sure that it is lining up with the contract amount. Do you mean? Because it's also some contractors when they invoice, guess what? They don't always invoice the line item by line item that you get, right? So that's not the AI's fault, right?
Why would they do that? Why would they do it properly?
Yeah, exactly, right. So that's not the AI's fault. It is the vendor, the contractor's lack of, lining it up. And then that's where you have to double check. But my view is AI is there to support, not replace, right? So we do have to do our job and vet it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, what are we doing?
There's some sense making on the way in for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you using any other AI tools just on that topic?
I just chat at the minute. So ChatGPT, I use it more as a, let's call it an EA. It's replaced the need for having that EA role within the business, and someone who can vet the structures of whether it be an email or, sense checking it on that. I don't use it for sort of any, or framing up some statistics. If I have a bunch of data that I need to analyze, I'll use that just to filter that information through. Outside of that, that's probably the extent of which I use it to get a little bit. Like again, you got to trust the information and you got to keep feeding it. The more you feed it, the better it gets, right? So
yeah.
I think we're getting that to a point, but that's where we use it.
Okay, well, good. Yeah, I was just curious good to hear you dabbling in it.
Yeah.
We're working on some more and more AI features to extend the kind of capability of the system. A lot of people ask us for like RFI registers, more registers. And so I would be keen to hear from you what's Mastt not doing for you that you kind of see that we should be doing. In your view, like, what do you think about that? What should we be doing next?
Yeah, well, that's a interesting point. Registers is useful, so sort of that holistic reporting on where things are at. Using just now that the tasking action list, we've built that in now to our reporting. Like I said, how long have we been using the platform? 6 months or so. So we're still building on that, like the risk action register. That's really useful for us as well. So task action registers, RFIs, that would be definitely useful to track that. Outside of that, I'll probably have to take a step back, Doug, and have a think about what else we want from the system, because we're probably just caught up in the moment a little bit as well with using it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're growing our portfolio so quickly. It's just like, quick, put the information in, build out these reports and all the rest of it. We probably need to reflect on that a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
It's doing everything we needed to do at the minute.
I just thought, I'd ask if there was anything that you've been dying to kind of ask of us.
No, that's probably it. Maybe a overall snapshot. We haven't delved into that, so I'm not even sure if you just got a current capability, maybe current status across all live projects that we have at a financial level would be helpful for us, not necessarily a program level, but percentage complete is where we're at cost-wise, committed, uncommitted, budget, just a snapshot and it summarised all the projects we had on at once. That would be a
We can do that for you right now. So I'll get Tom to send you a quick video after this of how you can do that. That's easy to do.
Yeah, brilliant. And I know I just subscribed now to your LinkedIn page. I haven't gone through the videos and all that's on there, but I did watch one of them about not how to do it, but one of these sort of advertising links around your contracts. So I'd be interested to see how that plays out and learn a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that's definitely on our little 2-month plan on our to-do list, Steph and I, is to go through a few of these video links now and go backwards and see how we can improve the power out of the
Sure. If you ever want to do that, we can just schedule 30 minutes with you and go through some of those use cases. So don't be afraid to kind of put some time with us if you want to. Yeah.
Yeah, no, appreciate it. And we probably will take you up on that.
Yeah.
On that offer. We'll probably come back to you with a few things we'd like to talk about and then go from there. Like even the way we use some of the cash flows and things like that, there's obviously layers to it, and be interested to know how other clients or yourselves envisage how you use them, like the difference between your target and your baseline. Obviously we just set a baseline at the minute, but then how people are using some of those levels in your cash flows and things like that. How whilst we put in a forecast, once it's retired, the links there, it seems to be that a forecast is just, it's retired and it's replaced by a contract, but whether the contract is linked to that
there's no
the
association
as well.
No association.
Yeah. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it needs it. It's just probably understanding from yourselves how you envisage to use it and then go, that makes sense now, and building it out that way.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Don't be afraid. We can jump on a call and do those things. And we can show you some new stuff. Like, certainly we're very interested in AI over here.
Yeah.
We think we can add a lot of value to the construction professionals role with kind of an extended AI first kind of capability. But they're pretty wild. I was just playing with the new version, a new Mastt AI this morning, and it's pretty wild the stuff it can do.
Yeah.
But that's for another call.
Yeah, no, but we'd be absolutely keen to hear how you're using it and see more. Right?
Okay. Yeah, great. Well, thanks heaps. That's all I had. Look, you've answered all of the things that I normally kind of run through, and thanks for all your support so far. I didn't have anything else to ask, but if you had anything else you wanted to ask while we're here, feel free. Otherwise...
Yeah, not really, mate. If you need anything else from me, I think you should be pretty proud of what you built, to be honest with you. I think.
Thanks, Jamil. Yeah, thank you.
No, honestly, it's a brilliant platform, and yeah, it's great. So if you need any support from us as well,
okay,
brilliant.
Thanks, Jamil. Well, I'll let you get back to it, but yeah, thanks again, and appreciate those kind words, and we'll catch up on the emails soon. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to know more about construction and get all the professional tips, tricks, and AI advice from real construction project managers, follow this channel for more insights.